That's, yes, we have English, yes.
Hi. There he is. Hello friends, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Cameron Del Rio, and if you're new here, welcome, welcome, welcome. This channel is for the ladies, women who love luxury, travel, beauty, perfume, makeup, self-care. I'm staying here at the Mandarin Oriental here. Right now the weather is about 66 degrees and it's sunny, so it's perfect weather. I toured the ground. It's a beautiful property, and you all will see that footage. We flew from Miami to Santiago, Chile. It was about an 8-hour flight, and it was overnight. So our flight departed Miami at 9:15, and we arrived here in Santiago, Chile at about 6 a.m. After that, I got dressed and toured the ground. Since then, obviously, we've checked into the Mandarin Oriental Hotel, stunning property, and we took a few hours to take a nap. You will see a tour of the grounds. For the remainder of the day, we are probably going to go downtown. The concierge has provided us with a map of all things to see in Santiago. He pointed us to several locations for us to tour. I definitely want to go into the art district, where the craftsmen and artisans hand make things and then making them right there on the street. I forget the name. I'd also like to see the tallest peak in South America. There are also several parks and monuments to check out, and I'll take you guys with me to see those as well. The outfit of the day is this very casual boat neck. This is a kind of boat neck tee from J. Crew. This beautiful linen skirt that I purchased in Italy this summer. I'm wearing my orans. I think I'm taking my my Birkin 25 with me. We will tour the grounds of the Mandarin Hotel. We will have dinner. I'm not sure at which restaurant yet, but as soon as I know, you will know, and I'll take you guys along with me. I have just left my hotel room, and I will take you guys with me as I tour the grounds of the Mandarin Oriental Hotel here in Santiago, Chile. fresh bouquet of flowers. Those are real hydrangeas. Birds of paradise. Oh my God, it's gorgeous. It is gorgeous out here. The grounds are gorgeous. Let's go by the pool. I'm a fan. It's about 67 degrees, so for me that's cool. I will not get in the pool. But it's really nice to look at. And the sun is shining, so it's actually a very, very beautiful day. Let's get a shot of the waterfall from this angle. And as you can see, it is stunning. It is stunning. It is a beautiful day here in Santiago, Chile. He's the concierge. He's showing us a map of the city.
Okay, so I will start by this sun. Here is exactly where we are.
Okay.
So close to the hotel, there is a beautiful park in this area. It's like 7 minutes walking from here. And there is a large shopping right here. Maybe it could be interesting for you if you need to buy something.
Okay. Like grocery shopping or like clothing shopping?
A little bit of everything, yes.
Okay.
There is even a supermarket inside of the shopping here.
Okay.
And there is a street which is called Alonso de Córdoba that is full of restaurants and bars, some stores as well.
Okay.
And Nueva Costanera. Between these two streets, there are plenty of options for dinner, for lunch, some coffee shops as well.
Okay.
And a beautiful park in this area as well. Okay.
Okay.
Then, this is a hill which is called Metropolitan Park or San Cristobal's Hill. This is
San
one
Cristobal here, yes.
Yes, have you heard about it?
I have heard of it, yes.
It has a cable car. From here you can take a cable car to get to the top. It has a middle stop and then a stop almost getting to the top of it.
Okay.
At the top there is a Virgin Mary statue.
Yes.
This is a kind of an open sky church.
Okay.
Something like that.
Okay.
Okay. And from here you have a nice view of mostly of this area of Santiago. Okay. And there is a funicular, which is a kind of elevator to get down the hill.
Okay.
Okay. So here's where you can take the funicular.
Okay.
Then, this is a neighborhood called Bella Vista. This is kind of a bohemian place filled of restaurants and bars.
Okay.
Then, this is Santiago downtown area.
Okay.
There are some areas that I advise you not to go. For example, the central market nowadays is a little bit dangerous in the surrounding areas.
You could put an X there.
Yes.
No X. No.
Please no, don't go there. Then, this is Plaza de Armas.
Okay, Plaza de Armas.
Plaza de Armas, that's the main square of Santiago.
Yes.
Here, right in Plaza de Armas, is the Historical Museum of Santiago, which is the number 8, and also the cathedral.
Okay, yes.
Then, the number 6 is the Pre-Columbian Art Museum.
Wonderful.
That's one of the most interesting museums that we have here in Santiago.
Okay.
That's beautiful. Some of the most ancient monuments are located here.
The ancient ruins?
Those are called Momia Chinchorro. They have more than 8,000 years.
Wow.
Older than the Egyptians ones. Here there is La Moneda Palace. This is the government house.
Okay.
Okay, there's another hill which is smaller but also beautiful, where you can just walk to the top. That I think it's worth it. And next to it there is another neighborhood similar to Bella Vista, which is called La Starria. That is very interesting as well. It concentrates a lot of bars and restaurants as well.
Okay.
In a smaller area, so
Okay.
it is kind of attractive. And then here there is a building which is the tallest building in Santiago and one of the tallest in South America. At the floor 61 it has a 360 view.
Floor 61.
Yes, you have
Is
a
it
360 view.
What is it called?
Costanera Center.
Costanera Center.
Yes.
I think that's where I want to go. That's the tallest peak, right?
Exactly, yes. The latest time to go up is at 9 p.m.
9.
And the price is about $20 US. It's like
Right.
18,000 Chilean pesos. Costanera Center. And I think those are kind of interesting places. There is one place here which is to buy some handicraft.
Ooh.
Yes, that's
Like
really
this is like
interesting.
local crafts and
Exactly.
art and
Yes,
things like that.
And it is actually like a square, and you
Okay.
have a lot of people working on their craft directly there. So it's really interesting.
So they're actually working on it when you're
Yes,
walking
and
through the
different materials,
streets.
like
Wow.
wood or stone or different. You have different kind
It's
of
incredible.
artisans.
I want to go there.
Yes, it
I want
opens
to go to
from
the art
10 a.m. until 7, but most of the stores start closing at 6 p.m.
Okay, so like if I called you, you could get us a car or transportation to drop us
Absolutely,
there.
we can help you with that.
Perfect.
And also Uber works really well in the city.
Okay.
Okay, so you can also use Uber.
Okay, perfect.
Okay. Do you have any
Perfect.
question regarding the map?
Oh, I think I've got it. I can take this with me, right,
Absolutely,
Camilo?
yes, that's
Thank
yours.
you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank
It's
you.
a pleasure to have you here.
Manhattan, the USA.
Oh, yeah,
Yes.
man.
Decimos Manhattan aquí, pues, Santiago, Manhattan.
Yeah.
Oh, Sanhattan.
Manhattan.
Eso.
Ah,
Manhattan. Ahí está el Costanera Center.
está Costanero.
Costanera.
Yeah, that's a beautiful building. See the big building there?
Costanera.
That's the
¿Quiero que dé una
largest.
vuelta ahí? ¿Me
Yeah,
devuelvo?
that's all-
Yeah.
¿Sí?
Yeah.
That's the tallest building, that one.
In South America.
Yes.
In South America.
In South America.
Yes. So you can actually, it's like
Go up.
$20. You can go all the way up and have a 360 view.
If you want to do that, it's possible.
No. We'll keep looking.
Yeah, this is a good hour. There's not a lot of traffic. We can drive around. So we just drive around and look at things.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then return.
We'll go to the restaurant later.
Look, Justin Timberlake.
Yeah. Speaking of Chilean culture, Justin Timberlake.
Right?
Yeah. So Bob, can you see the building in front? I know you got a bad day.
You can see the first 5 floors of it.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
It's the tallest building in South America. Lollapalooza, really? In Chile?
So yeah, that's the embassy.
I wouldn't mind being, that's not a bad ambassadorship to be the ambassador in Chile. And also, what I learned is you have to be, it helps if you're extremely independently wealthy to be an ambassador.
So you got that covered. What else?
No, stop. 'Cause you got-
This is Mapocho.
no,
Dice que está allá a mano derecha es el Parque Bicentenario.
Okay.
¿Ya?
Park? Okay.
Bicentenario Park. Ahí,
Bicentennial Park.
Oh yes.
ahí está el
We were
mestizo.
there when they
Allá
had
está el mestizo. El restaurante mestizo. ¿ya?
Okay.
Pero primero vamos a ir a Manquehue Hill.
Okay.
Yeah, and
This is beautiful over here. Look at the trees. Calle sin salida. Oh, bonita.
Come on,
Aquí
Samuel,
están
you
la
got
gente que
enough.
tiene más dinero que en Chile.
Most expensive.
Oh, gorgeous.
This was the kind of place that Pedro would have a house. So all three were beautiful, and all three was
Bahia was a farm, right?
Miami was a farm,
Yeah.
ranch. Salvador was basically this plantation home on the
Yes.
water.
But Rio built it to
Oh
the
my
side of that
God.
mountain.
Yeah, and what's funny is the Christ statue looked
Yes.
like it was in his yard.
Yes,
Wow.
it was 200 feet up.
You're like standing in his yard looking up, and it's like his own private lawn ornament.
Yes.
Wow.
Aquí esto se llama Santa María de Manquehue.
Santa María,
Santa María de Manquehue.
de Manquehue. Santa María de Manquehue.
Eso.
You sure they got kudzu here?
What's that?
They got kudzu
Es
here?
similar a USA. Esto. Sí. Más o menos. ¿No?
Maybe, is it similar to USA? Maybe, let me
Similar?
see. Let me think of a place that's
Where?
similar in the United States.
To what?
To
That-
this?
To this.
Malone Canyon.
Hollywood Hills.
Hollywood Hills.
Hollywood
Malone
Hills,
Canyon.
yes.
Esta es la más grande de todas. Esta.
Look at this.
Más
This is
grande a todas.
Oh wow! Look at that.
Es un privado o
Es una
casa.
casa.
Ooh.
Es el que
Una
tiene más
familia.
dinero aquí.
Wow.
Los carros que
Mucho,
tenemos.
mucho dinero.
Mucho,
dinero.
mucho.
Which cartel?
Cracking those. Oh, look to the left.
Oh, wow. It's gorgeous.
Ahí había un mirador y lo cerraron. Así que después nos paramos
at
ahí,
that view.
sacamos una foto para
Sí,
una
sí,
picture.
sí, sí,
Aquí
sí.
paramos, una
Aquí.
picture para allá.
Sí.
Yeah.
Llegamos al fondo y nos devolvemos.
Ok.
¿Ya?
All right, good,
Ah, ¿me entienden
perfect.
español? Qué
Sí.
bueno.
Un poquito.
Ah, qué bien.
Sí.
We'll go up and come back and take
Yeah.
pictures on the way back.
That's what he said.
Look at you.
You say, look, you chose the right people. We know some Spanish, guys.
I was awake in 6th, 7th grade. I went on a trip to Spain and Puerto Rico.
Did
Bob, that's a good heads up. Thank you. Okay. Yes.
25 años.
25 años yo trabajando en turismo. Pero no hablo inglés. Hablo solamente español.
¿Qué es esto?
Dedal de oro en español.
Gold.
Dedal
Yes.
Me?
Here,
Sí, con mucho
Es
cariño.
mío.
para ti.
¿Es mío?
De parte de Samuel de Chile.
Ah, gracias.
Con mucho cariño.
Gracias.
Mira, de picture acá. Picture, venga.
Gorgeous. These are gorgeous. What are those?
If you guys decide to go, tour somewhere.
All right, thank you. Yeah, we're trying to figure it out because I really want to do something special.
You have to do something special.
Yeah. Oh my
You
look
have
at
to.
those
Isn't that
flowers.
gorgeous? What is this called?
She doesn't know. She just said it's a secular. Oh my God, look at the flowers.
It's gorgeous. Look at that.
It was kind of scary, honestly.
Have you guys done the parks in Utah?
No, not
There's
yet.
5. It's unbelievable.
I'm going to give you guys a brief introduction into Santiago. And okay, so Pilar, who also works for the World Group, asked us to have a small map for you, and it had printer issues. So I ended up becoming a 12-year-old, and I made a map for you.
Aww.
Lovely.
That's wonderful.
And this is not my best work, so don't even try it.
Oh my goodness.
So here we are here in Santa Lucia Hill. And we are going to go this way, have a nice walk through the park, to the fish market, Plaza de Armas, which is sort of ground zero, and we'll finish in La Moneda, which is the house of garment, okay? So as you see, this is a really, really small map, small area. And these are the main points that we're going to be visiting.
Okay.
It's a very short walk, so don't worry.
Yeah.
But the idea is to sort of move around what you guys are interested in, okay?
Great.
So we have a 3 p.m. time break. So we need to finish the tour, and our bus is going to pick us up here at 3 p.m.
Okay.
And that's just to keep in schedule. But within that time frame, we are free to move as slow or as fast as we want, okay? So just so you bear in mind, this is not a short, like this is the longer stretch. We'll have to walk with nothing to see, but a small, like that's planned as a nice walk in the park because we were told that you guys would be flying in today.
Okay.
So this we can do rather quickly, okay?
Okay.
In terms of, being able to stop and answer questions and give you guys time to see things and all that, okay? So it's very much up to you, up to what you're interested in, what you want to see, and how much time you want to spend in places, okay?
Okay. So is this the cathedral? Amazing, and I think this just reminded me.
Say hello, ladies.
No. Oh, I live in Columbus, Ohio.
You're from Ohio. From Miami?
Yes, Florida, yeah.
So willow bark is actually aspirin.
Urbanized in 1910, right? So this is the Fine Arts Museum, right up to the middle there. And even though the two buildings are connected within, there's doors that connect them. This is the Fine Arts Museum, and that is what used to be the School of Fine Arts. So when you do a traditional arts education, you would have to draw from the marbles and all those things. But then when they split, when that actually became the Contemporary Arts Museum, but it still belongs to the public university, the main public university. So it's run by them, even though it's, they've taken the art school away to another building, blah, blah, but there is still a very, very strict divide between both places because one belongs to the Museums and Archives Agency, and the other one belongs to the public university. Both government entities, completely different administrations. So within those plans to urbanize this area in 1910, they built this park, which was Parque Forestal, which is where we are now. And the important thing is, this street here called the Alameda. Do you guys know what an Alameda is?
No.
Alamo is a birch. So it used to be a street or a road lined with birches. So it's basically a road with trees. So this was established as an area for promenade. So to walk out and be seen on a Sunday after lunch every day for the fashionable people of the city. Now this road here runs and crosses the entire city from east to west. So by 1910 they started realizing that the city was growing and this road was better used for carriages and actual proper access than for just walking around and taking the sun and making sure everyone saw you. area, they made this park for walking around right next to the river and turned this one into a transport access for the entire city. So this is part of that refurbishment.
What is the name of the river there?
Mapotu.
Papotu?
Sorry.
Papotu River.
Mapotu. Mapocho.
Mapotu. Papotu.
And the reason why it has such a big basin but so little water is because all the water in Chile comes from glacier runoff and defrost, right? Because of the mountains. So it never will be full because it has a big river, sorry, a big basin, just to make sure we don't get flooding whenever we get mudslides and things like that up in the mountains. So we had a couple of big floods, especially in the early 90s, and they built containment pools up in the mountains. So we still have the massive basin so that the city doesn't flood, but you will never see that much water in the river ever. You will never see anyone sailing in it. Sadly. It's always going to be that sort of muddy, fast running thing there with a lot of seagulls because, seagulls are everywhere.
I can't believe the pace of that current.
Okay, so we're trying to do this the civilized way. So we're trying to get all the pedestrian crossings around, but our aim is that sidewalk over there. Okay. We call them tencas in general.
Oh, just in general.
Yeah.
Okay,
So I don't
okay.
know specifically the name.
Okay. He said I could come. Can I come?
Yeah, you can go.
Hi, babies. Hello.
Nice.
Oh, they're gorgeous. They're
take
gorgeous.
Do you mind?
Hey, baby. Hi. Hey. Oh, he's a good boy. What's his name? ¿Cómo se llama?
¿Sí? Cassandra.
Cassandra. Hola, Cassandra. Hola. Muy bonita. Gracias. Bye, Cassandra.
With our what? Earthquakes. Yes. Everyone who lives near a big mountain range knows earthquakes. So there's this thing about Chilean heritage, like in terms of architecture, that we are very, very good at tearing things down and building on top. Right? So if you look around, you get something that
Looks like it's from Sweden, Switzerland.
in the 1920s,
Yeah.
and that's probably from the 1940s.
Casablanca.
That's 1970s, 1950s,
Yeah.
and then you have one of the last remaining colonial buildings in the city.
Right here. That's a piece of the colonial building.
Yeah, that's very colonial.
And this is just a theory, right? But a lot of people think that one of the reasons why we have such a hard time maintaining old buildings is because we're really culturally so used to everything from down. So in Santiago specifically, there are about 3 real buildings from the colony remaining. So this is one of them. The other one is San Francisco Church on the other side of the Alameda, which we sadly won't have time to see today. And then La Casa de los Diez, which is another. This used to be, so the La Casa de los Diez was more of a sort of inn kind of structure. This is where the main person, main holder of the city, ¿cómo se dice corregidor? I don't know, it's like something for the Spanish. Yes, it was some sort of degree for the Spanish person within the colony who ruled the city. But this used to be the outskirts of the city, so this was the city limits.
No kidding. What year was that?
Between the 500 years of the colony.
Okay, sure.
So only within the centennial of independence we start developing this area.
Yeah.
So if we are here now, this is pretty much the outskirts of Santiago. Santiago was developed that way, all through the colony, right? So this is the outskirts of the city. And this is one of the last remaining colonial buildings. Mostly because they were built in adobe, and adobe is great for climate control.
Right, adobes, yeah.
Yes, because you get the mud that is great for keeping
Right.
the heat.
Yeah.
But also because adobe is not just mud, it has straw inside. And straw's hollow. So you get air pockets within those walls, and that's great for insulation.
Yes.
But it's not elastic at all. So most of our adobe structures end up coming down. So is that you ask what you see, because of course most of what you see there maybe you will be eating later over the week. And again, because of the specific geographic reasons,
It's a crab?
no, it's a mussel type thing with a claw, and it come out again when it's fresh.
What? It's a mussel with a claw. And what do you call it?
Picoroco. No, sí, picoroco.
Picorocos. Vivitos.
We're in Veda. Sí, pues por eso no debería
Oh, wow, yeah.
And it was built to have the fish iron house from the side, and then the produce store.
Oh, you already have it. Well, we're just walking around anytime, you know, American cultures in the housing market.
Yeah.
Really, really.
Yeah, the ones who have barda would be the Bohemian Grove.
Wow.
It's always been here, but it's had to be rebuilt 6 times. Fires, earthquakes, you name it. This is the last version, the last iteration. And it's been here for like 200 years.
Wow.
So this is the probably the one that sticks. It really had big cracks after the last big earthquake. The Consejo de Indias. So before we had a proper government, when we were...
In the cathedral, he was the one that built La Moneda. Okay, and the one also, and he's buried in the San Francisco Church, the oldest church in San.
But as I was telling you, it's not as opulent as maybe you will find maybe in Peru or Mexico, because they did have gold, and so they had like this really.
Dictatorship during the 70s and 80s and 90s. Sorry, up until 1990. It lasted for 16 years, right? Now, in terms of why it came about, the context is the Cold War. We had an election and a democratically elected communist president. Technically, it was a socialist president, but by the time Cold War, everything was, a mixed bag. Anyways, they started doing reforms, the right got very nervous, and the military had a coup. So when they did the coup, they bombed La Moneda. Right? So during the 16 years of dictatorship, La Moneda was closed, and it was not the House of Government. So the dictator moved the House of Government towards what is now GAM, which is a cultural center. Okay? Now, that's also a political move, because that whole area was redeveloped during the communist government in the 1960s.
That was Pinochet, right?
Yes. So politics itself. It's about memory, and as guides we have a duty towards memory. So it's one thing is politics are one thing, human rights are another.
Right.
And so we do need to be faithful to that. The fact that it was a terrorist dictatorship implies certain things, right?
Right.
They maintain power from terror. So that's where disappearances come from. That's people were tortured, people were killed. People still, there's a thing called the Pact of Silence, where the military still hasn't released any records whatsoever. So all the information that we have, and the only information that we have, is based on victims' testimonies.
Based on what?
Victims' testimonies.
Oh, wow.
So we still have no way of, like, there's an ongoing search program. But it's, you know, the only thing they have found in this new research program is a lot of babies. So in Argentina they had a lot of stolen babies, and we thought in Chile we didn't have as many.
Wow.
But it turns out that apparently we do have a lot of stolen babies as well. So it's the problem with when things don't get disclosed, even when we come back to democracy, is that a lot of people don't have any closure.
Right.
And so society doesn't have closure. Because we, in terms of what it has done to us as people, is that when you live under a regime where you can get arrested by something that your neighbor says about you, and you can get disappeared because of that, then you stop talking to your neighbor.
Right.
It broke down families, because sometimes family knows each other.
Yeah.
People started being afraid to talk, and it's very much what happens, what we were talking about at the table, right? If we cannot discuss things, well, then we cannot find mediums, you know, and it's gotten to a point where there's a very large sort of extreme right that denies the tortures and murders and everything. And an easy way to it's very easy to deny something when you have no proof. And all of the proof that we have are the victims.
Right.
So it's still a very raw thing. Democracy started in 1990. And the motto of the president was democracy as much as is possible, because basically we had a referendum, and the referendum voted the dictatorship out. But after that, the dictator, who had called himself president during the last stage, decided that they would install an office in Congress that would be like a lifelong senator. So he went from the government to the Senate, right? So the military establishment was very much had its sort of claws in our new democracy for a very, very long time. Our constitution is still the constitution that got approved during the dictatorship. So even though it's had reforms, the main economic system still is tied down to those values. So it's
The new constitution hasn't worked out. The new constitution that we had to vote for new constitution, we ruled it out, the new constitution. So we stayed with the old one.
it's very
And are you happy about that or not?
My personal opinion, I'm happy with besides the constitution that we're making, I'm happy with the constitution. For me, not the best, but
It's working towards progress.
it's working for now until something better comes in the world.
Here, and there's an entrance that goes down here. Oh, parking.
and then what is this? Is this like a
We had an hour and a half.
We are on the funicular.